Rich people always have weird obsessions, gold cars, pet lions, whatever. But now, their latest luxury might involve children. Yeah, there's a theory that elites are chasing a fear-based drug, and kids are at the center of it. Let's dive into the conspiracy that refuses to die. Before TikToks whispered about underground tunnels and elites drinking fear to stay young, Adrenochrome was just a weird footnote in a forgotten book. No cults, no blood, just one strange little word sitting quietly in a piece of psychedelic literature. It was 1954. Aldous Huxley, yep, the guy who wrote Brave New World, published an essay called The Doors of Perception. It was his personal trip report after taking mescaline. Deep thoughts, vivid hallucinations, philosophical rambles. And somewhere in there, he casually drops the name Adrenochrome. He didn't say it was harvested. He didn't mention kids. No satanic rituals, just a vague idea that the compound might have some psychological effects. It wasn't a warning. It wasn't even the focus. Just a passing idea wrapped in poetic language. But the name? It stuck. Adrenochrome. It sounds sinister. Like a sci-fi superdrug, a secret formula. Something glowing in a vial in a villain's lair. And in the minds of conspiracy theorists, that's all it needed to become something much bigger. Then came the 1970s, and things got even weirder. Fear and loathing in Las Vegas landed. First the book, then the movie. Hunter S. Thompson's wild, drug-fueled journey through the American nightmare included a fictional twist. A character who claims adrenochrome is extracted from the adrenal glands of living people. Johnny Depp, wide-eyed and twitching, takes a hit and spirals into madness.
Don't put that thing on me!
It's unhinged. It's disturbing. And yeah, it was supposed to be a joke. Was it satire? Absolutely. Was it fiction? 100%. Did people believe it anyway? Oh yeah, more than you'd think. Because let's be honest, the idea of a hidden drug created inside the human body, extracted through pain, used by elites to cheat death, that's pure horror movie gold. And for anyone who already believes the world is secretly controlled by the powerful, it doesn't sound like fiction, it sounds like proof. But here's the twist most people miss. Adrenochrome is real. That part's not a lie. It's a natural byproduct of adrenaline breaking down in the body. Your body's probably making some right now, but it's not magical, it's not addictive, and it definitely doesn't need terrified children to exist. So why do so many people believe it does? Why did a chemical in a 1950s essay turn into a global panic involving tunnels, torture, and Hollywood? To figure that out, we have to talk about where fear spreads faster than facts, the internet. So let's tally this up. We've got the chemical, adrenochrome. We've got fiction, books, drug trips, cult classics. We've even got Johnny Depp hallucinating his way through Las Vegas with a suitcase full of narcotics and one deeply cursed monologue. But none of that explains why your aunt is suddenly posting Facebook memes about blood farms under Beverly Hills, or why someone at your gym insists Tom Hanks was replaced by a clone. That part came later. Because in the early 2000s, the internet stopped being a tool and became a breeding ground. Forums like 4chan, image boards, an endless web of blurry screenshots and anonymous whispers. No fact checkers, no filters, just raw imagination wired straight into paranoia. And adrenochrome? It had the perfect ingredients to go viral. Creepy name, vague science, tied to the body, shrouded in mystery, just enough truth to feel real, just weird enough to feel forbidden. Then someone asked the question no one needed to ask. What if this isn't just a drug? What if it's a global cover-up? And that's when it all changed. Enter QAnon. It started as a few cryptic forum posts, anonymous riddles from someone claiming to have inside knowledge of a hidden war between good and evil. But it didn't stay niche. It spiraled into an entire worldview, one where the world's elite weren't just corrupt, they were inhuman. According to the theory, they weren't stealing money. They were stealing children, draining their blood, harvesting their fear, running secret operations from tunnels beneath pizza shops and movie studios. It sounds like the plot of a bad horror movie, but in the world of QAnon, it became gospel, more popular than fact, louder than truth, and somehow still spreading. And then came the twist no one expected. The hero of this twisted saga? Donald J. Trump.
Well, I don't know much about the movement other than I understand they like me very much.
A billionaire TV personality, suddenly recast as the chosen savior, the one man brave enough to fight the satanic cabal from within. Sounds like satire, right? It's not. People believed it, still do. And once that belief collided with social media, it exploded. Memes turned fear into entertainment. TikToks gave it music and drama. Instagram turned blurry screenshots into evidence. And suddenly, truth wasn't just losing, it was being drowned out. Because online, you don't need proof. You just need a vibe, a mood, a question that hits the gut. What if it's true? And once people bought into the fantasy, they didn't stop believing. They went looking for proof. And the internet? It gave them exactly what they wanted, even if it was completely fake. And that's where we're going next. Because when you see what passes for evidence in this digital rabbit hole, it's not just disturbing, it's dangerously convincing. Let's talk about receipts. Because if you've ever dipped your toe into conspiracy Telegram groups, YouTube rabbit holes, or deep dive subreddits, you've seen them. Screenshots, all caps headlines, blurry videos with ominous captions. On the surface, it all looks official, like someone finally found the truth. But stop for 5 seconds, and it starts to fall apart. Take this viral gem. Putin destroys secret Adrenochrome lab in Ukraine. Sounds like a deleted scene from a dystopian Marvel movie, right? It had it all. Smoke, ruins, dramatic lighting, instant share bait. Except that photo? It was a fuel depot in Russia. Not a lab, not in Ukraine, and definitely no children being rescued. Then there's that video. The one passed around like digital contraband in private chat groups. They say it shows a child being tortured to extract adrenochrome. It's dark, it's blurry, it's horrifying. The footage? Old. Out of context. Zero source, zero date, zero proof. Just fear, just shock, just a gut punch with no explanation. And that's the trick, isn't it? These clips aren't evidence. They're fear bombs. Short, disturbing bursts designed to make you feel first and think never. Because outrage is easy to spread. It travels faster than facts and hits harder than reason. And online, that's all that matters. The more terrifying it looks, the more people click. The more people click, the more it spreads. And suddenly, lies look more convincing than the truth ever could. But here's what makes this specific conspiracy so sticky. It's not all fake. Yes, adrenochrome is real. Yes, child trafficking exists. Yes, powerful people like Jeffrey Epstein did unthinkable things and got away with it for years. So when you mix real pain with fake horror, add a spooky soundtrack, some leaked DMs, and a few heavily edited screenshots, it doesn't just sound plausible. It feels undeniable. And that's how the trap works. People don't just stumble onto this conspiracy. They're pulled into it. It becomes a story. One where they're the hero, where they see the truth, and everyone else is either blind or evil. And once they believe it, they defend it, they spread it, they convert others. And some, they don't just share it, they act on it. Not with retweets, with real-world consequences. And that's when this stops being a conspiracy and becomes something far more dangerous. December 2016. A man named Edgar Welch walked into a Washington, D.C. pizza place armed with an AR-15. His mission? To rescue children he believed were trapped in the basement, part of a secret adrenochrome harvesting ring run by elites. He wasn't joking. He wasn't trolling. He was dead serious. He'd read the leaks. He'd seen the memes. He'd connected the dots, just like the internet told him to. There was only one problem. The building didn't even have a basement. No children, no tunnels, no horror story, except the one that was playing in his head. No one was physically harmed. But something was broken that day. A line had been crossed. What started as an online fantasy had spilled into the real world. And it wouldn't be the last time. Because of these stories, they don't stay in comment sections. They radicalize. They rewire how people see the world. And in the worst cases, they justify violence. Since then, QAnon followers have taken it even further. They've stalked celebrities, harassed abuse survivors, hijacked actual missing child cases with fake tips and online chaos, burying real victims under a flood of fiction. They've claimed that Oprah, Tom Hanks, and even President Biden were arrested, executed, and replaced by body doubles or clones. And when none of it comes true, they just move the goalposts. The deep state is hiding the truth. The arrests have already happened. It's just not public yet. the storm is still coming. Every failed prophecy becomes proof they were right all along, because in this world, doubt is the enemy and reality is optional. But while they wait for the next breadcrumb, real people suffer. Real survivors get ignored because their trauma isn't flashy enough. Real crimes are drowned out by conspiracies that get more clicks. And real victims, the ones who need help the most, get lost in the noise. That's the true cost of all this. This isn't just a dumb theory, it's a distraction. One that makes people feel like heroes while they chase shadows and ignore the fire. It's a distortion, one that protects the powerful by turning attention toward cartoon villains. And worst of all, it's a danger to truth, to justice, to actual children who still need to be saved. That's why we have to talk about this, because conspiracy theories like this don't just waste our time. They steal our outrage, blur our empathy, and in some cases, they get people hurt. Or worse, they get people killed. So here's what we know. Adrenochrome exists, but it's not a secret drug. It doesn't make you immortal, and it's definitely not being extracted from tortured children in underground tunnels. This conspiracy? It's a Frankenstein myth, stitched together from old fiction, internet fear, and just enough truth to feel believable. And millions fell for it. Some still are. But while they're chasing shadows, real victims are being ignored. Because the real danger here isn't just lies. It's what the lie covers up. It's how it turns compassion into suspicion. How it takes outrage that could save someone and redirects it toward fantasy. And that's the tragedy. We have real problems, real abuse, real injustice. But if we're busy fighting imaginary monsters, we'll never stop the real ones. So if this video made you pause, made you think twice, or just helped cut through the noise, smash that like button. Subscribe for more truth-telling stories that go deeper than the headline. And tell me in the comments, what's the wildest theory you've ever heard? And did you ever almost believe it? Because the truth, it doesn't always trend, it doesn't always feel good, but it always matters. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay human. And remember, not everything that scares you is true, and not everything that's true is easy to believe.